I do not normally go live this early, but I am set to have a particularly busy day, so I thought I'd just get a little live out of the way, do what I gotta do out there in the real world. Get a little back and talk. Right. Because a wizard is never late or early, Mr. Frodo. He arrives precisely when he means to. Who can name that movie reference? Matter of fact, name the actor. So yeah, it's very early here. Those of you may not know, those of you out there, Tyree, what it do? It's Radamez. Y'all not gonna get that movie reference, but me and Tyree know that movie reference because we're old. Who can name this movie reference? I'm gonna try you, Michael. A wizard is never late or early, Mr. Frodo. He arrives precisely when he means to. Michael not gonna get that. He like 12 years old. He not gonna know where that's from. There's a lot of stuff in the news, which is why I decided to go live and cover it live instead of doing an episode of the relay, which would take more time. That's exactly where that's from, bro. That's from The Wizard of Oz. That's where that's from. That's exactly where that's from. That's what the wizard told Dorothy when she took her bra off. He's like, a wizard is never late or early, Mr. Frodo. He arrives precisely when he means to. That's exactly what that was. So we got some good fights this weekend. We actually have a decent card today by way of Sky Sports. We got Carolyn Dubois versus Yanina Lescano. If she could do to Yanina Lescano what she does to everybody else, I would be thoroughly impressed, because Argentinian fighters are some of the toughest fighters out there, bar none. Carolyn has been looking great with everybody she's been fighting so far. And if she could do to Lescano what she's been doing to everybody else, I look at that as a statement. Because I saw Lescano versus Estelle Mosley, the French woman who medaled in the Olympics. She won the gold. And she was giving Estelle a lot of problems. So if Carolyn, who's younger, can go in there and just plow through her, that would be very impressive. Shout out to my man Toby Bartlett. You already know, son. If you're awake this morning, this message is sponsored in part by bacon.
Having stress? Eat bacon. Feeling tired? Eat bacon. Feeling anxious? Eat bacon.
I hope that y'all have had y'all breakfast. I had mine already. Y'all don't know this about me, but I'm an early bird. I get up really early. Even though I don't want to, my body gets me up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's still set to the old schedule that I used to have many years ago. Shout out to my man Darren Hodges. Sup, Ring IQ from Australia. You already know that's right. My favorite Australian fighter, of which there are several. You have Ebony Bridges. You have Shernika Johnson, which is really an import from New Zealand. You have Taylor Robertson. You have this guy's daughter, man. She's a good fighter. What's her name? Jasmine Parr. She's the daughter of John Wayne Parr. Lots of good Australian fighters. You got Stevie Sparks. You got Justice Hooney. Lots of good Australian fighters. My favorite Australian fighter will be fighting this weekend, Tim Tszyu, son of the great Kostya Tszyu. An excellent young fighter. I told you 3 years ago, Tim Tszyu is a chip off the old block, and he will surpass his father in his greatness. He's a great fucking fighter. You should ask for her phone number, Michael. You never know. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Ask for her number. She might give it to you. Like, yo, I'm Michael. Trying to eat your ass. Shout out to my man Nate Alien. Happy Friday. Here's for the beer fund. Gracias, manín. Ya tú sabes. So yeah, I decided to go live early because I'm going to be out most of the day. I got some things that I have to do. Very important things that pertain to geopolitics and climate change. And I got a lot of stuff I got to do. And yeah, so I decided to go live early. The Joshua fight, I saw a post yesterday that they're having a little bit of friction for the Joshua fight with Dillian White, and that they might decide to go in a different direction. Now, I'm not moving. I just have some matters that I must tend to, Mr. Froder. The fuck? I'm actually going to see Spider-Man, if you must know. I'm taking my son to see the Spider-Verse. I'm taking my son to see Miles Morales. I want to say that the film industry is not what it used to be, that the movies are not as compelling as they were when I was a child. However, the positive reviews that the Spider-Verse is getting, I told my son I'd take him, so we're going to take him to see the Spider-Verse. I heard a lot of good things about Miles Morales. Miles reminds me of what happened to Ghost Rider. Many people may not be aware that the version of Ghost Rider that they're familiar with is not the original version of the character. The version of the character they're familiar with is Dan Ketch, whereas the original character is Johnny Blaze, and he was a bad guy. He was a daredevil. I think about that when I see Miles Morales, because he's picking up steam the same way that Dan Ketch picked up steam in the 90s in comic books, that more people were gravitating towards Dan Ketch than Johnny Blaze, even though Johnny Blaze was actually the original. So that's nice, the evolution of a character. In truth, I think Peter Parker will always be viewed as the canon Spider-Man, but it's always nice to see that they can break off and branch off and do that. I didn't take to the character at first, the Miles Morales character, but it actually looks like some really good writing is going on, which is what I appreciate, really good writing. How is Canelo a duck, Feliciano? I don't know. I mean, shit, we can open a chat to the panel and find out together. This is the morning show. This is the morning show. Yeah, man. And we out here. Teofimo retired. People are still processing this. Some feel that it's a play, like me, to get it more money with Top Rank. Others are citing the divorce, that he is going to go through a divorce and he's protecting what he has or what he will have beyond the divorce, and that he may spend the next 12 months in a custody battle. That's another plausible scenario. I wish him all the best. He's a good kid. He says dumb shit sometimes, but I like him. He's a good kid. His dad is a maniac. Cambasos! That's going to be burned into my memory forever. Like, Warriors, come out to play, yay! That's going to be one of those things that just randomly plays in my mind throughout the day. Cambasos! That shit was so random. But, and yeah, I wish him the best. I don't know why he's so insistent on the Undisputed thing. Sometimes I think he's just trolling because he knows that will ruffle people's feathers. He knows that it'll spark debates. Maybe that's why he's doing it. Seems a very smart kid, so I don't know why he's pretending he's a 2-time Undisputed champion. But he's a good kid, man. God bless him. Yeah, he crazy, bro. That dude is a nut, man. His dad is bonkers, yo. Just fuck him up, bro. He reminds me of when I used to live in the Bronx. He sound like every old head in the Bronx that I ever spoke to. Every old head just wrapped into a burrito. Kind of like how Cardi's, if you took every joint on Fordham Road or the Concourse, put them in pita bread and wrapped them in a burrito, they would all sound like Cardi B. That's facts. I don't look at that as a bad thing either. Personally, I like the bird voice. I enjoy it. It reminds me of home. But yeah, yo. Some people speculate that the real reason that he's deciding to retire is because of an impending divorce, an impending custody battle, and he wants to finalize that before he proceeds with his career to protect what he may make later on, which is plausible. It's entirely plausible. I think all those things, Tio needs to get himself sorted out because his head isn't in the game. He could get real hurt. Yeah, I mean, that's possible, man. And he's young. I mean, I don't want him to take a year off per se. Now that he's got all this momentum, it would be interesting to see him stick around. But at the end of the day, if he knows that he's got other matters to tend to, perhaps he will come back a more centered individual. The caveat is that, look, you spend time away from the sport, you know, you lose momentum. You lose momentum, ring rust starts to pile up, you know, that if he is going to be out for a year, okay, that's a year you not fighting, though. You know what I mean? The thing about it is that T.O. is one of many, Ring IQ. You're right about that, Eddie. Oftentimes, people think that they broke the mold when they got made. If you leave, we're just going to watch somebody else. I mean, that is reality, you know, that nobody is, especially not now. Not, you know, like if he decides, okay, well, I'm going to leave and I'm out, you know what I mean? All the momentum that you amassed from this, it dissipates, you know, because he looked great against Josh Taylor, upset the naysayers. I was a naysayer. I didn't think he would win the fight. I've underestimated him more than once, but he's proving that he's a great young fighter. He is. He says some dumb shit sometimes. I don't know why he said that about Michaela Mayer. That wasn't nice. I'll play it for you guys. Let me connect my auxiliary cord that connects to my motherboard. All my nerd shit. I'm on my nerd shit. Let me see if I can find this fucking shit. Where the fuck is that shit? There you go.
One more time, buddy.
I mean, 9 times at the Madison Square Garden. I'm probably
Make it 10 as a commentator.
Yeah, maybe as a commentator. No, for real. I really want to. I asked from ESPN, put me on, but then they put Michaela Mayer, who doesn't know shit about boxing. It's like, I don't understand how you put her. Jamal Herring, I understand. He's a former Marine. Salute to him, and he retired. Herring, I understand. And how you put her, who doesn't know shit about boxing. It's like, I don't understand. But then they put Michaela Mayer, who doesn't know shit about boxing. It's like, I don't understand.
¿Y por qué él dijo eso? Eso no fue necesario. Why he said that about Michaela? That wasn't nice, man. Michaela's a good commentator, man. What are y'all talking about? She's a good commentator. She calls fights good. I think I heard her call a fight with Christina Poncher. Shout out to Christina Poncher. Good commentator. Imagine T.O. on the ones and twos. No, he has to live so that he can die. Or he has to die so that he can live. Could you imagine him on the ones and twos, bro? This shit'd be crazy. Bro, y'all motherfuckers is wrong, bro. I noticed that about y'all generation. Y'all like to pile on people and be mean for no reason. Pau pau. Ustedes son malos. Pau pau. I don't know why he said that. I don't know why he took a swipe at her. Not that I'm the biggest fan of her, because I'm not, but it's just that was unnecessary. Like, no, she's actually a good commentator. I've heard her. She's a good commentator. T.O., on the other hand, you have to die so you can live. I don't even understand what the fuck that meant. Naturally. Shout out to my man Rising Phoenix. Eliezer Hearn is feeding White to AJ. Well, they seem to be having trouble in paradise when it comes to that. I think the dispute is over the money. White wants more money. It's not a fight that I'm excited about. I'm not in a rush to defend it, but I understand it. I do understand it, that if the priority is making it to the Wilder fight in December, which is what they say, that's their priority, that's what they're saying, then I understand the logic. Myself, I would have preferred Filip Hrgovic, Otto Wallin. Those are good fights to me. I would prefer those fights, especially the Otto Wallin fight. I'm not really excited about the White fight, but naturally, I would watch it. Still a good fight. Still a fight. Gonna watch it. But I would prefer that it be somebody else in August. That's not a fight that I'm excited about. Oh, he said that because she picked Josh? Why are you taking it personal? I don't understand. Like, why are you taking it personal, bro? Don't take it personal. That's the thing about this generation, though. They get butthurt, man, quick. Slightest thing. You don't love me. generation is so fucking sensitive. God, like, I couldn't imagine. I'm glad I'm old and sodded, and I did all my crazy shit. This generation is just, they skin is mad thin. She picked Josh Taylor. She love me. Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna open up the chat to the panel. Hopefully Michael will join me. Michael's probably doing homework or some shit like that. Michael is mad young. He mature. But Michael is mad young, y'all. That dude is like 12. That dude is mad young. That's White's only remaining big payday. Not necessarily true. I mean, big pay. I get what you mean. That big payday, yes, but Dillian White can get money fighting other people. The problem is that even though he would be the A side to those fighters, he's running the risk of losing. So for running the risk of losing to one of these other fighters that are out there, you might as well run those risks with AJ, you know? And none other than AJ. We out
Mic
here.
check. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me, Jules?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. You heard Teofimo, man. He took a shot at Michaela. That wasn't necessary.
Bruh, that shit is wild. Michaela must have done something personal to really get.
Well, they
piss
saying
him
that
off.
he said they saying that he did that because she picked Tosh Jailer.
Oh, then it makes sense. Oh yeah, okay.
But ain't
Yeah.
that some little kid shit? Like, yeah, she
Bro,
picked
Jules,
Josh, bro. A lot of
remind me of
people
something.
picked Josh. It wasn't personal.
Yeah, I mean, remind me of something right quick because I noticed that in the video he's picking Arrow to beat Bud, right? And I
Mhm.
can't recall where I heard this from. Maybe it was here, but somebody said, correct me if I'm wrong, that Terrence don't really like Teo that much.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember hearing that. Yeah.
So that could be why he's picking Bud to lose. That's my guess.
Shout out to my man D Styles. In the morning. This is the morning show. Morning Glow.
Dude, I'm still at work, bro.
Because I'm going live early because I'm gonna take my son to the Spider-Verse. Then we gonna go eat some steaks.
Nice.
So
Let us know how it is, man. I'm curious. Let us know. Give us some feedback, man.
I mean, I heard a lot of good things, which is surprising because a lot of today's movies don't even really be that good. But I heard a lot of good things about that one.
That
So
movie
we'll see.
is pure heat. It's fucking fire.
Nice.
You saw it, Michael? You seen that shit?
I seen that shit last week. I mean,
Bro, I still got to watch the first one. I ain't even seen the first one
even
yet.
just like once you get past the first 5 minutes, you know the movie's gonna be fire. Like the intro is great.
And I heard the scoring is really good too. Like they have the scoring, not the story, the scoring that the music that they have for like they have scoring is basically what they do in films, and they have a score for Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. I used to draw that character all the time, so I'm glad that he's finally getting some shine. They got a score for the Prowler, which is just a bad version of Miles. You know, like I'm familiar with the comics. And it
Jules,
looks good.
I caught the soundtrack. The Metro Boomin did a hip hop soundtrack. Bro, that shit is fire.
I'm going to listen to that shit.
And the soundtrack for the 2099 Spider-Man is very good. Like you'll like it.
I'll give it a try. I think that Isaac's next opponent is basically a cherry pick because he was offered Ryan Garcia. He was offered Shakur Stevenson, Michelle Rivera, and
you, right?
Yeah, let me talk. You can't turn down that many people and then turn around and fight a Brian Cabrera. Like, how you turning down Stevenson to fight Brian Cabrera? Who is Brian Cabrera? It's a cherry pick to me. I mean, really though, like, how you gonna act like you too good for Shakur, a 2-division champion, dude that sell tickets in New Jersey? Say what you want, but he sell in New Jersey. When he fight on ESPN, he brings either 1 million or close to 1 million views to the platform. How do you do this to him, but you fighting Brian Cabrera?
Bro, how is Isaac able to get away with the fact that he said he doesn't want to fight Shakur because he's too boring? I've never heard a fighter say that before.
He said that?
Nah, I've heard that. Mikey Garcia said that to Duck Terrence Crawford. He said that. Most people forgot that he said that. That, oh, he's not going to stand still. He's going to move. Yeah, you mean he's going to box. Yeah, I know. That's what boxing is. You want him to stand in one spot so you can reach him? That shit was crazy. And he's another one that they let him get away with that shit. I'm like, how y'all let him get away with saying that?
Man, they let him get away with ducking Loma, bro. He ran to welterweight because he didn't want to fight Loma.
Nah,
yeah, but it was a disguise, bro. It was a disguise. It's like, well, how could he duck Loma if he fighting Spence? Because he knows he ain't. He knows he don't stand a chance. That's why it's a glorified L, bro.
I'd have rather seen that fight if I'm being honest than him and Spence. I mean, shit, that would have been a better fight in my opinion.
That same to me, it's a better fight because the outcome is not quite clear. Whereas with Spence and Mikey, you knew that. Look, if he knock him out, if he don't knock him out, Spence gonna win. Who the fuck thought Mikey was gonna win? Who? Motherfuckers was talking about Roberto Duran, and this is why I hate the boxing media, because it was the boxing media that equated that fight to Duran versus Leonard. And these half-ass motherfuckers, hey, listen, dumbass, when Roberto Duran first got the welterweight, he didn't fight Sugar Ray Leonard. That was 8 fights later. Mm-hmm. He had time to acclimate. It wasn't lightweight, welterweight. No. He had like 8 fights. He was up there for like 2 or 3 years, and then he fought Sugar Ray Leonard. Not saying that that's bad. I recommend all fighters do that. Like, bro, don't just be going up there doing whatever. You know what I mean? Like, acclimate. Roberto Duran acclimated. Mikey Garcia did not acclimate. You didn't fight nobody at welterweight. So it was obvious that he was going to lose. And they acting like that's a big win.
That's
like,
why
he only had 2 fights there, didn't he? That fight and the Jesse Vargas fight, right? That's it. That's all he did.
Yeah, that was honestly, yeah. And look, I ain't gonna front. He looked all right with Vargas. He looked all right.
He beat him. Yeah,
that was after Spence whooped his ass, but
yeah. Jesse Vargas, honestly, he ain't been on great shakes like in the last, I don't know, 3 years. So
Devin's not about to fight Regis right away. That's how you know.
Devin ain't.
No.
That would be a retarded move, bro. Like, yeah, let's fight Regis first. Let's fuck out of here, B.
I'd have been like, do you want to get knocked out in like 2 rounds or 4?
You must doing that dumb shit. The fuck you mean you gonna fight Regis first, bro? Regis is not full play, bro. We seen with Lil Lomachenko and his little shoulders. Loma's shoulders is like this, bro. He piecing you up with them low shoulders, bro.
Many tank in there, man, backing you up, giving you that work, bro.
Hell, yo. It's the fight I want is Prograis versus Catterall. I think that's the more realistic fight, and I like that fight. Jack looked good in his last fight.
Tougher fight.
Regis,
me too.
To me, it's to me, yeah, because Jack got a good jab. He's a southpaw just like Regis. He's a real 140. He not some little guy moving up. That's a good fight to me.
I mean, seeing Jack in there last time, bro, this might be a 50-50 with Regis, man. I dare to say this might be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because a good jab stops, even if you ain't got big power, and even if you don't got a lot of other bells and whistles, a good jab will stop a lot of shit from happening before it starts. And what Jack got, if he don't got nothing else, he got a good jab.
And good jab. Very quick. That's what I noticed in his last fight.
I'm saying,
like Jack may not be the biggest puncher, but I still think he has enough respectable power to keep Regis honest. I do. I think he does.
The reason though that I still edge Regis is because of the Zepeda fight. You know, Zepeda's a southpaw also, and he's a big puncher. Like, he fucking ruins guys, bro. He made fucking Josue change his whole orientation.
Look at it.
He hit that motherfucker so hard he forgot.
Fucked up Baranchik too, man. Ruined his career more or less.
The Baranchik, bro. That dude's career ain't been the same after that. So because Regis was able to handle a hard punch in southpaw, I do still favor him to beat Jack. But he's got to get through this weekend. He got to beat this Puerto Rican kid, Socorro, whatever his name is.
Bro, he'll get through.
Bro, I saw Regis at the open workouts, bro. He looking mean. I think he's gonna make a statement this weekend, bro. I
hope so, bro. I'm glad that he's finally in a place where he could fight on a regular, because that was literally one of the best fighters in the whole 140, but his schedule was so crazy. It's like, bro, this is a waste. Like, this is literally one of the more entertaining fighters. It should never be a situation where we see more of, say, a Rolly Romero than a Regis Prograis. Like, son, something gotta give, B. Dude got we don't need no Rolly, man. And I don't even know what's gonna happen with him, man. I really don't.
Well, they got plans for him. I mean, it's either
they got plans, but I'm like, this is the shit. Could they pay O'Hara? Do I think they could convince him to step aside with some step aside money? Yeah, I think that he could be convinced. The real issue is, okay, y'all want to fight Ryan, who gonna do it? Because you not the A side to him. Like
No,
you
you're not.
so if you want to fight him, are you gonna go to Golden Boy? Because like I said, and I've been saying, it's hard to imagine that Oscar, he just gonna truck him off again to Showtime for the B side. Nah, fam. If you want Ryan, will pay for it. We'll pay you, but you got to come over here because you not nobody over there, bro. Nobody was even watching your fight with fucking Ishmael. Everybody was watching the Yanni Beck fight. Remember them fights went head to head. Yanni Beck did way more numbers than Roland so whatever, bro. Romoro or whatever the fuck his name is.
What was going on, Ryan and Oscar? What's their situation like? Because I know they was butting heads. Like, they mend fences?
I mean, they gonna if he's still under contract, they gonna have to mend them fences, bro. Because it's like, bro, you under contract too. You out of that contract, you got to work with these people, bro.
Drew said apparently it lasts till 2026.
Shit! Damn, that's a long
I'm saying
time.
y'all don't remember when he signed it? That he was like, I just signed the most lucrative contract for a prospect in the history of boxing. I remember that.
I remember
2 years ago.
Yep. Rings a bell. Yep.
I remember seeing that shit.
Here comes a D1 is a PBC show, right? He goes with all the narratives that you expect him to go to. And he watches this channel a lot, which surprises me. But he never addresses the stuff I say that if David want Canelo, why y'all took the offer off the table after 6 days? How you WBC interim, but you don't petition the WBC for the fight? He's one of these weirdo fight fans that he's just weird, to be honest. Like, he's a weird dude, to be real. Because those are not hater questions. That's not even me hating on David. Those are real questions. If you want to get the fight done, why would you take the offer off the table after 6 days? That's not how you make a fight. Everybody knows that. You don't. Why would you do that? Your promoter
don't want the fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, your promoter left the offer on the table for 5 or 6 days, then took it off the table and said, well, we gonna fight Morrell. Coincidentally, before David Benavidez even beat Caleb Plant, his promoter said, we're fighting Morrell. So it's like, if you want to be dumb, you should probably be dumb by yourself. If you're too lazy to do the research or you lack the critical thinking skills to at least ask questions, I don't understand why these guys come here to try to convince me of this bullshit. I've never seen a major fight. I've never seen nobody do that to an A-side fighter in my life. And I've been watching boxing forever. I never seen nobody, yeah, he's the A-side, but let me give him the deadline. Like, yo, take it or leave it, yo. 6 days, yo. Really?
Remember, we've seen it once before with when Deontay and Joshua with the 24-hour shit.
And you know what they never tell you about that? That Wilder ended up accepting the 12.5 because you could never substantiate that money because that money wasn't fucking real, bruh. It's like through boxing, through the lens of boxing, I have watched the American populace year by year become dumber and dumber and dumber. And me being a space alien, I use boxing as a microcosm for the populace. And I'm like, yo, Americans really are getting dumber every year, literally every year, without fail, because y'all just believe shit based on emotion instead of like, yo, you don't got no critical thinking skills. That's why I'm going to Canada with Michael. The Canadians are better looking and smarter. The Americans are dumb, overweight, don't know shit about boxing.
Safer over there too.
It's safer over there too, you know.
These
guys, whatever Showtime tells guys like D1, they eat that shit up. They eat it up without asking no questions. Like, bro, isn't Canelo the A side to David? Yeah. So why don't you give him more time to mull over the offer? Because if nothing else, Samson knows Canelo has more than one offer on the table. He knows that he has other things going on. There's B-Vol and Jack and other things. So if it really is your intention to make a fight with this fighter, why would you, the same week you put the offer on the table, put it off the table?
Yo, did Cinnamon send David a contract?
No, not yet. or at least I don't think that. I heard that Eddie Hearn had an intention to to make a play for Benavidez, but to my knowledge, he never made it. So if Canelo were to fight David Benavidez, it would have to be on Showtime's dime. It would have to be, which is not surprising. Like, I get it. I saw an interview yesterday where Stefan Espinoza said that the offer was real. Yeah, the offer was real. How long was it on the table, though? How long? Because that's not normal. I don't care who interviewed you. I don't care what you say. I don't care what he says. I've been watching this sport long enough to know that's not normal. If you want to fight him and you want to make a fight with him, you leave the offer on the table. What's even more strange is, okay, you want to fight Morrell. That's all the way out there in October, bro. You got plenty of time to let him think about the offer. Plenty of time. You will know ahead of time, with enough time, that if you want to fight Morrell, you can fight Morrell. Y'all doing some okie doke shit and think nobody know. Like, bro, who does that? And it ain't gonna work, because I'm sorry to say, as much as I like the Morrell fight, that shit ain't gonna sell. The fuck make you think that shit gonna sell? Nobody know that man.
Nobody knows David Benavidez, and nobody knows that guy.
Nobody know that dude. If you was really trying to make a big fight for legacy and to move the needle, you would be chasing B-Ball, because he don't have nobody to fight. He don't have nobody to fight. He's the man that beat Canelo. I said it in the last live. The way these dudes move, they move scared, and they act like you can't tell. Like, bro, didn't he just beat Canelo? So then why you worried about a David Morrell? Why you still slimming down to 168? Why you don't take your big 6'2" ass up to light heavy where you belong? I know why. Michael knows why. Jay knows why. Because you're not going to be up there who you have been at 68. It's easy to see. You get away with a lot of shit at 68. You won't get away with that shit at 75.
What's the guy that just fought the better beef? The Yard. The Yard would smoke him.
Anthony Schoolyard would smoke him, bro.
Craig Richards would outbox the shit out of him.
Shit, I want to see Anthony back in the ring, man. I don't know about y'all.
I think they try to make him fight Joe Smiths.
Out of
David, please let us get that fight.
It'd be a 10-2 fight. Craig
De lo mío que lo que, manín, saludo. How does Canelo versus Charlo end, and what do you think that undercard will look like? Can we see Bam versus Sonny on it? Nah, we won't see matchroom fighters on that undercard, because it won't be a matchroom show. It's gonna be it's gonna be like when you open a bag of Lay's. All the chips are gonna be at the bottom, and it's gonna be nothing but air in between the top and the bottom. That's what that shit is like, bro. You know them undercards don't be stacked, bro. Like, because they spend all the money on the main event, they can't really put nothing on the undercard.
As a result, the rest of the fights are trash.
Exactly. Now, Charlo is a fighter that 2.5 years ago I saw getting lumped up and rattled by a journeyman in Montiel. So 2.5 years later, if he fight Canelo, I have Canelo knocking him out.
That's fast.
Now, under normal circumstances, maybe Canelo beats him on points. But because you haven't fought in 2.5 years, if that really is your next fight, yeah, you getting knocked out, bro. You getting knocked out. Because that's too long a time. And we talked about this in the other live, that you can't compare being in the gym with actual activity. There's nothing better than the activity than actually fighting and staying sharp. You're not doing that being in the gym, you know what I mean? So not really, like, nah, that's not the equivalent. Say it again.
Out trying to get him.
Why doesn't Canelo send a contract to Andre? Because Andre just fought. That'd be a more sensible fight.
That's who I want. That's another guy. Like, to me, my totem pole is Benavidez, Andrade, Jack, Charlo. Charlo's at the bottom, because it's like, the only thing I get out of Charlo is I get to laugh at these corny motherfuckers that been hyping him up. But because their word has no value, it's not really that big a deal. Because remember, the last 2 years, they the ones that were saying that, oh, he ducking Charlo. So that when he goes to fight Charlo, y'all could bitch up how y'all normally bitch up, because y'all on some bitch ass shit. And it's like, it's not worth arguing with people like that, because your word don't mean nothing. If your word don't mean nothing to you, it ain't damn sure ain't gonna mean nothing to me. If you gonna switch up like that weird dude that got the fucked up hairline on Twitter, Christopher Marshall. Before the Yo, his hairline is fucked up, bro. It got more potholes in it than a New York street, bro. He just got like
Oh shit!
different shit going on the top of his head. And yo, he literally said, Plant gonna beat him. Plant gonna knock him out. Plant this, plant that. So that when Canelo beats Plant, oh, you move the goalposts. It's like, bro, it
Oh,
ain't
not
even
playing
worth
ain't shit. Playing ain't shit now.
Exactly. Now Plant ain't shit. It's like, yo, it ain't even worth talking to you, bro. Like, talk to you for what? About what, bro? You gonna end up making us both dumber if I talk to you. I'm good, bro. You believe what you
I caught
like.
a glimpse. I caught a glimpse on Twitter yesterday. They're already getting started. Oh, he's coming off a layoff. He hasn't fought in 2 years. Like, why would he do it? He actually. Why is he earns the? It's all this bruh. Like,
It's like, bro, who fault is that? But that, you know what this shit is? The people that do that, people let you know who they are. Because if you making them kind of excuses for him, that's because that's how you live. You live making excuses. It's not Canelo's job to make sure he's fighting. That's his job. All this mental health shit, yeah, I never believed that. I didn't believe it when it was Ryan. I don't believe it when it's Broner. And I don't believe it when it's Maul. The reason that you have not fought, yeah, you got a divorce going on, but also Showtime can't afford to just keep putting you out there in these bullshit fights. They got to allocate those resources wisely now because it's hard out here. Everybody's feeling a pinch, not just Showtime. ESPN is feeling it too. And they can't just be putting you in these bum ass fights that ain't gonna bring them nothing back. Like, yeah, y'all could have did a Suletsky fight, but for what? Nobody want to see that shit. For the production costs, paying for the people that hold the cameras, paying for the fighters on the undercard, paying you that think you a 7-figure fighter, all that costs money. What we gonna do that for so you can fight Suletsky? Nah, you cool out, bro. You getting a divorce, cool out, bro. Just sit on the shelf, bro. I don't believe none of that mental health bullshit, bro. Because which one of y'all seeing a therapist since all y'all got these mental health problems? You seeing a psychiatrist? You on Ritalin? Seroquel? Anything? Nah, right? So what's the mental health problem then, bro? What is it? Fuck out of here, B. You just mad because look.
Nonito and Rachel.
Shout out to Nonito and Rachel. You just mad. You know what I'm saying? I seen Charlo's wife. She got fat old ass. And he's mad that he don't get to smash that no more. This is real out here, yo. But he fucked up. All right? He fucked up. That's his fault. All right? And him and Demetrius and they awkward ass shit. They look like they was flirting, bro. That shit was mad awkward. They look like they was flirting with each other, bro.
It looked like they was doing that, and it was like they just like having fun. It didn't even seem serious. You know what I mean?
Yo, the shit is that looked like Omegle. Who knows what Omegle is? Where you randomly get matched up with like that shit look like Omegle, bro. Like, what's good? My name is Charlo. I'm from Texas. Oh, what's good? My name Demetrius. I'm from Rhode Island. Or whatever. That shit was mad awkward.
Oh shit.
And then Demetrius had his nails painted. It's like, yo, what is this shit, bro?
Choose on the work, bro. Man, try not to be loud. Shit, bro.
Yo, cause that shit. But you seen that shit, right, Jay? That shit was mad awkward. Like, sir, you gonna come over to my slumber party? Yeah, Jamal. You want me to bring some soda? Shit was dumb awkward. Like, what is the matter with these guys, bro?
They ain't about the fight. They ain't about the fight, man.
No, they not about the fight. You know they not, cause that shit don't make no sense. You gonna gamble your unbeaten record with Demetrius for peanuts when you could gamble that same record with Canelo for money? Come on, be like, I don't even know what that shit was. That's just some old weird shit. Like, if you look at the energy, it was almost like yo, it was weird energy, bro.
That was like if a guy got drunk and somebody decided to smoke like a dime bag and they called each other. That was what that was.
Bro, that shit low key looked like a date, bro. Like he's showing him his thighs and shit. You seen that part when he was like, "You don't got these, yo. You don't got these, yo." Like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Y'all trying to fight or y'all trying to fuck? What the fuck is y'all doing, B? Shit was mad weird, bro.
You gotta do a segment of that shit on the relay. You gotta do a segment.
Bro, but that shit was, and then Charlo, he like, what you talking about? I got it. And then he showed him his. I'm like, yo, is y'all really sitting on the phone live showing each other thighs? Y'all thighs? Bro, imagine if I sat here with Jay showing him my thighs, bro. What the fuck would people say? The fuck out of here.
Like, bro, get out of here.
Hang up the phone. Like, yo, what the fuck we do? Yo, bro.
Yo.
What the fuck we doing out here, bro? That shit was weird.
I'm crying,
Shout out
bro.
to Jack. Jack said T.O. had a similar marriage problems than Jamal. Nah, it's different because Jamal, my understanding is that his ex-wife was his high school sweetheart. That was not somebody that he met after the money. They go way back. So look, with sympathy, that could hurt because he's been with that woman for a long time, and then that happens, that could hurt. With T.O., I'm not saying that it can't hurt, but it's like it's kind of obvious that she was out to get you because y'all wasn't even married that long, and now she already coming after your bread. Y'all wasn't even married that long. Like she kind of gamed him. Man, I'm in need. David better win good against Morrell because it's a big risk. I ain't even going front. That's facts, though. I ain't even going front. Like, I see a fighter in Morrell that has the style, but not the experience. If there's a drawback, it's that he only has 9 fights. But in other departments, his variety of punches, shot selection, speed, he got good dimensions for the weight, good power, good footwork, balance. It's like, yeah, he got a lot of good things. The one thing he ain't got is rounds in the bank. Like, you only got 9 fights, bro. That's not a lot of fights. I think
he went 12 before in his third fight, which I was surprised about.
He did, but it's like it's nothing like having that 20 and that 30 because all of that is rounds that you fought. All of that is rounds that you fought and rounds that you won, and it's not really a substitute for that. You know what I mean? Like it's not really. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of what makes it a good even fight. That to me, honestly, David Morrell looks like a better boxer than David Benavidez, but David Benavidez is far more experienced by and large. Yeah. And comparatively compared to Morrell, yeah, he did fight better people.
I think it'll be because David's got a real good. I mean, Benavidez, he's got a real good gas tank too. So that's and he tends to get stronger. So I think the fight will be competitive for the first probably 7-8 rounds. I'd wager. Then after that, it'll start. I mean,
he better stop his ass because if you get stopped by a dude with 9 fights, bro, put that monster shit away. No. But
the Benavidez fans will then latch to him, and now Canelo has to fight Morrell now. That's what they'll be saying, more or less.
See, shout out to my man Ringside Views. He says that Morrell doesn't have a good gas tank. I would wager that he doesn't because he stops a lot of the guys. He does stop a lot of them. So that you haven't gone the distance as many times as David, and let alone you already don't have as many rounds as David, you're going to be put in a situation where you're working at a rate more than you normally work. Because, he goes in there, usually beat the fuck out of the guy, bro. Look at the Yamaguchi Kimikaze fight. He beat the shit out of that guy in 1-2 rounds or whatever it was.
First round it was? That he got rid of that guy?
Yeah, I think it was the first round he knocked that motherfucker out. Like, he don't got a lot of rounds, bro. All right, we about to shoot a link to Ringside Views. Talk about Demetrius Andrade and Jamal's little dinner date.
Oh, God. I can't laugh anymore. I'm sorry.
Bro, because that shit... I was getting uncomfortable watching that shit. Like what is y'all about to do, yo? Because this don't feel like y'all setting up a fight. It don't feel like that.
So do you coming over or what? I don't know.
You come to my slumber party, Jamal? Really want to hang out with you? We can make s'mores. That shit was so weird, bro.
Why is Demetrius' nails for paint? What the hell is going on? Like, why?
Bro, he's a weird dude, bro.
I'm seeing more and more guys do that shit. It's just like
why?
Yeah, but see, the shit is that if you one of these guys that you just do shit because you seen somebody else do that shit, call me crazy. I understand trends and things that are popular, but I've always thought of that as lame as fuck, which is why to this day at 40 years old, now I don't have tattoos because I seen too many motherfuckers getting them. And that shit just put me off. Like, the fuck you got all them tattoos for, bro? You got all that shit on your arm just to get laid out at Coogan's. Motherfucker have dragons and shit, and Bruce Lee and shit. Motherfucker had all type of random shit. You still gonna get laid out outside the pub, bro. That shit ain't gonna help you. What is that for? I can't get a tattoo now because I'm too old. Like, I definitely ain't gonna get a
Oh, we got
tattoo.
Leo in the house too. What up, bro?
Got Leo in the building, ringside views in the building. Ya tú sabes, manín, estamos aquí en la mañanita porque voy para el cine más tarde. Llevo a mi hijo para ver Spider-Man en el Spider-Verse, el Boricua, Miles Morales. I'm going to take him to see that movie. So I decided to go live early. What do you think about Morrell versus Benavidez ringside? What do you think about that fight?
Man, I'll say this. I'm a big fan of Morrell. You know, once he started training with Ronnie, that's the first thing I went to go do. I went down there, checked him out. I've been there with him every camp since he's been with Ronnie. Morrell is very talented, bro, but he doesn't have the gas tank. He doesn't have the gas tank to go with Benavidez. Benavidez comes on maybe 5 or 6. That's when Morrell kind of gets tired a little bit.
And
I don't know I know them Cubans have like a lot of rounds, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how that translates to the pros and him being able to, I guess
he's not used to working at that rate. He is used to being in control. He's not used to somebody making him work and making him do things. So that's the caveat that I see. That like, you don't got as many rounds as we could say all we want to say about David Benavidez punch selection and all that shit. But he do have rounds and he do have cardio. So unless Morrell going knock him out early, which is a stretch, bro, that would have to be his best bet. Like, yeah, you got to take him early, bro, because the longer the fight goes on, the more it favors him.
And I'll say that is very possible to happen with Morrell's power. You know what I'm saying? The type of skill that he displays. But it's just like what you said. The longer it goes on, it won't be to his benefit. And I'll say this, his trainers, assistant trainers have also, Ronnie's gone on record to say that he's not ready for Benavidez. And I've had personal conversations with them, you know what I'm saying, off the record type shit. And they told me they don't feel like he's ready for Benavidez.
I mean, it's not, and I'll say this, it's not like that's a bad thing. Like, I don't even look at that as a bad thing for a fighter that only has 9 fights. Because I'm like, well, yeah, the motherfucker only got 9 fights. Can he at least get to 15? So I don't look at that as a bad thing. But because they're pushing for that, it's like, it's not smart for Morrell, but it is smart for Benavidez. Like, what's
the guy's name that he put in the coma? Well, like 2 fights ago.
Oh, the Kazakh guy. He got a lot of he got like K's.
That's his name. Or
yeah. That's him. If you go back and watch that fight, the middle rounds, Morrell took the middle rounds off, and he took them off against a guy like that.
Exactly.
I remember that being a conversation between me and my circle, saying that wasn't good. The fact that he took them rounds off against a guy like that, what's he gonna do against Benavidez? Well, you can't take those rounds off because Benavidez won't let you.
When I see Morrell, I see you got the style for David. You definitely got the style for David. You got the height, the length, the power, the movement. You got a lot of the right shit, except one of the most important things, the cardio.
Yep.
Cardio, bro. That's gonna be a fast-paced fight. It is. Like, you throw a lot of punches already. He throw a lot of punches already. We know he got the cardio for that shit. David Benavidez do. Morrell.
That's his game. Yeah, that's his game.
That's his whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Now let me read this super chat. Shout out to the Cervecero. Tank versus Ryan and weight clauses. People said, hey, he signed a contract. I hope they keep the same energy if Charlo signs that contract after being inactive a while. Happy Friday, y'all. Well, look, in reality, the fight that I want is Benavidez. That's the fight that I want in September. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. I said it 3 days ago. Fighting Jack at cruiserweight is more dangerous at this point than fighting Jamal. It is. Canelo is not a big person. I don't know how people could watch boxing and don't put that, like, that's not a big man at all, bro. You put his low ass up there at cruiserweight or even just above 175. Let's put him at 185. Yo, you might be slow. Your body not used to carrying that weight. He is that. Jack is not a small man. He like 6'1", 6'2". He's not a low ass man. Canelo is a little ass man, bro. 185 on him ain't gonna be 185 on him. So there's perils with that. Whereas fighting Charlo at this point, that's like a layup fight at this point, bro. Because the man ain't fought in 2 years.
It's a
What you
cherry. It's a
think
cherry.
gonna happen? What you think gonna happen, bro? But you know,
Okay.
the name game, I'm gonna pass it to you, Leo. The name game, especially here in America, they care more about names than facts. Like the fact of the matter is, Jack fought in the last 12 months. Jack is a 3-division champion. Jack is a harder fight than me. Charlo, what? Sea lo que sea. Go ahead, Leo.
I want to talk about this perception about Canelo being too little is little for light heavyweight, is little for cruiserweight, but this perception came up after the Bivol fight and how bad he did against Bivol. Let me remind you that mostly all the light heavyweight division does bad against Bivol after this moment. So it's not like we are gonna negate his pound for pound qualities just because he lost to people, because everyone so far has lost to people in similar fashion, I might add.
I
There
mean,
have been there have been
are you
outclassed by
saying wait?
people.
Are you saying that we shouldn't hold it against them because who looks good against Bivol? Is that what you mean?
What I am saying is, even if Canelo is little, even if Canelo lost to people decisively, I'm not ruling him out against guys in cruiserweight because maybe people is that good. As nothing has proven me that people is not the caliber of fighter that can crush everyone at light heavyweight. I even you can favor people against better people.
Bueno, también, Leo, no te la pierdas, que cuando el turno llegó for Badu Jack to fight Dimitri Bivol, you know what he did. Everybody seems to forget. You know what he did. He vacated. Bad motherfucker. I've been saying it since I've been saying it since the HBO days. I didn't jump on the bandwagon the last year. I've been saying Bivol is a bad motherfucker. Some people not gonna appreciate him because he's a cerebral boxer, but it's like when you look at him, he got the basics down pat, bro. It's nothing that he really does wrong. The only thing that he's missing is, well, you know, he's not as big a puncher as Artur. But everything is not power. Everything is not about power. You know what I mean? But
Look,
it's hard to
Bivol-
imagine anybody beats him, bro.
Bivol's skills are so good that he won a decision against Canelo. Look at what I am saying.
Mierda, coño.
He won a decision against the cash cow Canelo. He most likely won 8 rounds and he still won a unanimous decision 7-5. I don't know how the judges.
I mean, Leo was funny because like I only picked Canelo by points because I thought the judges would rob him to get to. That's what I thought.
I
never
thought
thought
that, you
Bivol
know
would
what
get
I
denied.
thought Canelo could do? I thought he could do the scrappy do shit. Some fighters, like the one that's fighting Virginia Fuchs this weekend. Some fighters, when they're short, they do the scrappy do thing. And what I mean by that is they'll get in the pocket and they could win rounds doing that, right? Because of the activity. Even if the punches ain't breaking the guard or getting around the guard or in the guard, just the activity of flustering the other person, giving off that appearance of being busier. In some instances, that's enough for you to win a round. And I thought Canelo, yeah, you know, you shorter than Bivol, but maybe you could throw more punches per round than Bivol. And, you know, the judges would give it to you that way. Nope. He went out there trying to punch him in the arm. That
All he
shit
did was
ain't
throw
work,
power
bro.
shots. That's it. Literally
Singles. It was nothing but big old singles. Like that, like you got to throw more than that. Which is why, look, I don't think it's any version of Bivol that he gonna beat. That's okay. That is okay. Like he's only human. If you can't beat that fighter or you can't beat that style, that's okay, bro. That's all right. But you should stay at 68.
Yep.
Stay at 68. Do your thing. And if you still trying to revisit that, remember, Bivol is not old, fam. Y'all the same age there. I think they both 32. He not an old man. If you feel like coming back to that later, come back to that later.
Yeah, Bivol we haven't seen a Bivol that has to win a close decision 7-5.
Nah, we haven't. We haven't.
Not really, because the Canelo fight doesn't count. Not really. But an instance where Bivol goes against another guy in the ring and has to win a close fight, no, it's mostly even winning every round.
El único es better, Beef. The only fight that you think of that, okay, this is a fight that he could lose, and it's not getting better over time because bueno, ellos quieren gastar tiempo con better Beef. Callum Smith, bro, that man is 38, bro. He don't have all the time in the world. The worst thing that can happen is you lose. Well, the best thing for us is Callum wins. The worst thing for us, for Artur, is, bro, you could have had a payday, bro, with Bivol. Your people prioritizing mandatories and shit when the Bivol fight is the biggest fight of your career, not that shit. If that dude beats you, not saying that I think he will or won't. If that dude beats you, though, yo, you fucked up the bag. It ain't gonna be another bag, bro. It's not. That's your bag. And they to me, they fucking it up. For him, yeah, y'all fucking it up. Bivol done made some M's. I'll wager. No, Bivol didn't make super duper 15, 16 mil with Canelo. No, he probably didn't. But I bet you he made more than Artur's ever made. I bet you that. I bet you he made more fighting Zerto than you made fighting Joe Smith. Bet you that. He got his money, man. This dude damn near 40 out here growing his beard and shit. Yo, man, better get that bag. If you do beat Callum, Bivol needs to be the priority for him more than Better Beef needs to be the priority for Bivol. Yeah, because you need that. You fucking old, bro. See, they got Vosdick. Vosdick came back, beat the shit out of botulism. Beat the shit out of botulism in Mexico. He was looking sharp. He was looking sharp.
Oh, he looked good. He looked real good. Yeah, he back. He back, man. I think he got
back. It. If we could get Bivol versus Vosdick while we wait, I'll take it. I'll take it. It ain't a money fight, but I'll take it. You know what I mean? And we gonna see what Andre do, because the biggest goof, if Canelo actually ends up fighting David, right? I mean Charlo. Canelo, David versus David, and Boo Boo the Fool be out in the cold. Out in the cold.
Jules.
Go ahead.
Hey, let me ask you this. How much stock do you put into those reports that Canelo and Charlo is being made? Because we've seen Charlo 2 times already call Demetrius in the last week out. So it doesn't seem like, if I got a Canelo fight, why would I be calling out Boo Boo? You know what I'm saying?
I know, I feel you. But the thing is, they said he met with Al in Ohio. They said Team Canelo met with Al in Ohio last week. That's what they said. So I'm like, well, look, they had to be talking about some shit. If it wasn't Benavidez they was talking about, which it doesn't look like it was, that must explain this Charlo shit then. That got to be what that shit is about. So I'm thinking maybe there's a miscommunication. Maybe Charlo himself don't know about it, or it just seemed like some bullshit to him. But what I don't believe is, yeah, we gonna put Charlo in the ring with Andre in September off 2 years of inactivity. Yeah, I don't believe that. I would sooner believe that they would put you in there with Canelo for the bread than put you in there with Andre for no bread. You're not gonna make no bread with that fight.
I agree.
You might lose. Andre fought earlier this year. You might lose. We gonna do that for no money? Nah, that don't make no sense. Don't make no sense.
Okay, but Julius, let me ask you this question. If Canelo takes that Charlo fight, is it a bad look for Canelo?
Yes and no. To me, this year, let's say that this year only consists of John Ryder and Charlo. What I will interpret that I'm a fan of him, you took the round off. That's how I look at that. You wanted to take it easy this year. That's how I would look at that. Because you already did the John Ryder thing. You completely dominated him. I'm cool with that because I don't believe that John is no bitch or no bum. You dominated him. I don't look at Charlo, and people going to think I'm just a dickhead and an idiot. I don't look at today's Charlo as being as durable as that John Ryder. The man hasn't fought in 2 years. If you fight him, what that tells me is, oh, we taking a round off this year. That's what we doing. Taking a round off. The reason that I'm not critical about it is because if that same Charlo, if they announce Charlo's going to 68 to fight Benavidez, do you think that the people that are critical of Canelo would be critical of Benavidez?
Nope.
No.
Do you? And I always like, before I levy the criticism towards Canelo for something that he may or may not do, I first apply that logic to his contemporaries. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If they announce Charlo versus Benavidez in September, y'all, these motherfuckers wouldn't be saying none of that. They wouldn't be saying none of that. But when it's Canelo, y'all want to play with a special set of rules. Nah, fuck that shit. If anybody earned the right to choose, well, it's him more than them. Fuck out of here. You should have fought Morrell last year. You shouldn't take two. You had one fight with Lemieux last year. One fight. I didn't do the Morrell fight in the fall, but y'all could have. You're not supposed to. You don't want to do what this kid did. And I'm like, do you realize that by age 27, Canelo already fought Austin Trout, Erislan De Lara, Miguel Cotto, Liam Smith, Gennady Golovkin at least once. That was by age 27, bro. David, what the fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing, yo? Shit is crazy to me. If anybody earned the right to choose, it's that guy. So even if I don't think much of a Charlo fight, I can't criticize him for that. Like, nah, I can't, because look at what these guys is doing. It's literally worse. Literally.
But Jules, because you're looking at your crystal ball right quick. What fight do you think Canelo will take next? Honestly, what do you think he'll do? What do you think is next?
I have a feeling it's not. Look, it's not clear. It's, to be real with you, it's not clear, because it's not encouraging that at a time when Canelo's supposed to be fighting Charlo on the horn with Andre. But I'm like, that shit is not real. They're not gonna make that. That makes no sense for the platform, for the fighter. They're not gonna make that. So I'm 50-50 with Jack. I'm 50-50 with Charlo and Jack. I don't know how it's gonna end, but I'm 50-50 with that. Like, he could still end up fighting Badu Jack. That's possible. That could happen. Saudi's got money, bro. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I think he'll take the Jack fight, if I'm being honest. He'll probably do that.
But I don't know about the weight. I don't know about the weight. That could be one thing that is a deal breaker.
It is, because he's probably going to want it at 185, right? He going to want it at like 180, 185.
Imagine he says at 176.
Bruh.
Oh, hell no, bro. That'd be some bullshit.
I want it at 175.5.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Shit.
That'd be some bullshit, for real.
Bro, I ain't go front. I would laugh. Like, really, bro? So you want to fight it like heavyweight then? That's just the fuck you want to do, bro. We'll see.
Light heavyweight / a quarter cruiser.
Because the other thing is, this the other thing. We're looking at the Canelo angle. You have to look at the Badu Jack angle also. Badu Jack is 40, right? You could try your luck with the other cruiserweight champions that are out there. Try to get them in the ring. Months are going to pass. Politics, platforms. You got Jay Opataya. You're not going to make a fortune fighting Jay Opataya. You're not going to make a fortune fighting Chris Billum-Smith. And you damn sure ain't going to make a fortune fighting Arsene Goulamari. And God bless them all. But the bag for them is not the same as the bag for Canelo. So if Canelo come over there, 185, bro. Jack might be like, yeah, I'd do it. Why? Because I get more money for him than I get for them. I'm fucking 40, bro. I ain't fucking 20. I ain't 30. I'm 40. So he might have to sacrifice. I'm saying shit, man. Shit don't heal as fast when you're 40, let me tell you. Fucking pull-ups got my fucking arms hurting, bro. Like, my shit hurt.
Could be a cash-out fight.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as a bit of a cash-out fight. I look at it, but I also, Jack is not a bitch. That's the other thing that kind of makes me look at, like, when has Badu Jack ever been a bitch? When? That
No, he
dude don't
went
do
4
nothing.
rounds, full 12 with what is it?
Man, look at Rand's
cut
resume for
over
God's
his
sakes.
That
forehead.
dude resume is retarded, bro. Like all he do is fight people. And he's a good fighter. You know what I mean? So it's like I think people forget how to enjoy things, to be completely honest, especially in boxing. People forget how to enjoy things. Like this weekend's fight is a good fight. Prograis versus Sorilla, that's a good serviceable fight. With a good serviceable fight, that's a good fight. It's not a great fight, but it's a good fight. Like, yeah, I like that shit. Zoo versus Ocampo. That's a good fight. Why? Because Zoo needs more experience, and Ocampo been in there with people. He was in there with Fundora. He was in there with Spence. He been in there with people. He got a lot of rounds in the bank. It's a good fight. I think boxing fans forget how to just enjoy the show, bro. Like I know it's shit that we all have preferences on, but sometimes just chill and enjoy the show. With this Canelo guy, motherfuckers is so stressed out. It's fucking Canelo. He's real.
Bro, like,
Yo,
enjoy what we got while it's here because one day it might not be.
for real, yo. Motherfuckers is mad press about Canelo, bro. Like, they fucking hate that dude, bro. I don't know what to say. Like, man, you better enjoy shit while it's here, bro. Because when that asteroid come, shit. I'm going to see if I can stop it. If I can't stop it, that's your ass.
Do your best, Jules.
I'm trying. Tell him like, yo, go over there. Okay. Just do it there. Man, I seen that shit about San Francisco this morning, bro. I can't believe that because I always wanted to move there because of Full House and the hills and all that shit.
Yo, about AT&T?
Yo, Mad Stores is turning into
Thank
Detroit,
God I switched
bro.
providers, man. I switched to Verizon like 3 years ago.
Bro, it's turning into Detroit when all the car factories moved away. Remember, Detroit used to be one of the biggest manufacturers of cars in this country, but when all the car companies outsourced the jobs and moved away, it was urban blight. And now that's happening in Frisco. I'm like, wow, bro. I really need to move to Germany, bro. America is falling. I'm fucking scared. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I might move to fucking Chile with motherfucking Leo, be his neighbor. Never shit.
The government of the United States are planning to revoke our visa to visit the country because they have so many Chilean guys stealing houses.
Bueno, es que tú sabes que el chileno es más inteligente than people realize. We don't get talked about. For those that don't know, I'm Dominican and Chilean. I only know my Dominican side. I don't know nothing about Chile outside of the Atacama Desert and the Andes Mountains is somewhere over there. I've never been there. But Chile is chilling, bro. Read up on Chile. They chilling, bro. They all right. You know, they doing all right. They ain't over there. I tell you what, it ain't Paraguay. I'll tell you that fucking shit.
Look, as a Chilean, I know I don't take ownership of those people that go to do criminal activities to other places, but as a Chilean, there is something I will never understand about countries like the United States. I don't understand why every house doesn't have a fence.
Mm.
Because in my mind, even if I not whatsoever, I'm not kind of criminal or something, a thief or stolen houses.
Mm.
I was looking how I can, if I was a criminal, how I can enter a house. And when I see those houses with no fences, I'm like, what the fuck?
Guns is the answer. Guns.
Of course.
Guns. That yes, I don't have a fence. I don't have that. What I do have is a gun.
This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun.
Come to my property. Pay me a visit. Come see me in my house. You know? But I mean, like, I honestly believe, call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't really care. It can't be a coincidence that this is happening in so many major cities. It's not just San Francisco. It's also New York. You know, it's all going to shit. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go to fucking Germany, man. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Shit,
I
might
don't
be
know
fucking
where
Arnold
it's
one
safe.
day out in the desert.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find me in the Atacama Desert doing Tai Chi. Like Leo's gonna lead you guys to me. He's like, I know where Julius is. He's gonna take you out of the fucking Atacama. I'm gonna be over there ass naked doing Tai Chi in the
We'll
sun,
lead the
getting
way.
sunburned. My fucking back gonna be peeling. Like, ew, why is your back sunburned, y'all? Is that?
I'll show you
Is
the
this
ways of the chi of Thai.
of the tie of chi? Like I'm gonna be up there acting stupid, bro. Cause it's going
You're,
down, bro, and it's hard to
you're
if you
talking
but
about countries, excuse me, states like cities like San Francisco, New York. Is
uh-huh.
there any chance that is some kind of? Do you remember Police Academy?
Mm-hmm.
The plot, what maybe the part two of the movie, that all these criminals that were introduced to those neighbors was just a real estate fraud.
Oh yeah. I mean, that baseline that they are trying to
Lower the
destroy,
cost.
lower the cost and depreciate the property value so that someone can come in and buy things up. I heard a theory about 15-minute cities and things like that, and I see all of this happening, and I just think to myself, it seems orchestrated. It all seems orchestrated because it's happening simultaneously in several cities across the country. It's happening on a schedule in several cities across the country. And I'm just thinking, like, either we are on the verge of complete economic collapse and this is what heralds that, or we're not, but they have something else in mind. They're trying to do something because this is weird that New York is fucked and Frisco is fucked and LA is fucked and everything is fucked. I live in West Bubble fuck, so it's kind of okay for now, but you know.
Yeah, because if you have, let's say, a couple of blocks, they are all messed up. Nobody can live there. Nobody going to buy. But if someone buys and with enough money and enough influence, they can reform that couple of blocks in maybe 10 years
Mm-hmm.
and make the property.
Gentrify it, essentially.
Yeah,
Gentrify it. Because that's the idea that, you know, in RoboCop, and that was a popular theme with a lot of those late 80s, early 90s movies, that the crime rate causes the real estate value to go down, to depreciate in value, so that wealthy real estate and investors can come in, buy it up, and move people out. Yeah, in a nutshell, that's plausible. That is very plausible. Very plausible.
I mean, Jules, but gentrification is real out here, bro. It's like it. You know Oakland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cali. It
Mm-hmm.
had been years since I've been there, and I went there like last year, and it had been years since I've been. Dude, I didn't even recognize that shit. I swear to God, it had changed so damn much. Like it was crazy. It was like I was like entering another planet or something.
Bro, I
For real.
haven't been to New York. I haven't been to New York since I left, but I hear about it all the time. How shit is different now. Like on 181st, I remember on the sidewalk on Broadway, it would be a lot of independent vendors, and that was actually a staple for many years throughout my whole childhood. If you get off on 181st on a one train, the whole thing is vendors. And they said, yo, they took all that shit out. Cops came in, that shit is not there no more. I'm like, word? Wow. You know
Like
what I'm
I know
saying?
when times have changed. Like, cause my dad lives in San Jose, right? And he had been taking this little cheesesteak shop called the Mottos, man. I've been going there for years, ever since I was in my early teens, probably like more than 20 years now. And I know, and it's still there right now. But when that shit goes, that's when I know that the end times have come. If that
Bro,
gets shut
that's
down.
when we gotta go to Dubai, baby. We gotta go to
Hell yeah.
Dubai, get that chic money, bro. I'm telling
Fuck
you, I'm
outta
a
here.
mercenary for hire. If you need him killed, I kill him. Just pay me. You gotta do. All you gotta do. Hey, be over there saying my shit.
Alhamdulillah. Saying my
Shit, yo. You over there saying my shit.
What
Shout out
place
to
at
Still
Urco there?
Shout out to Still Mills. The same fools who are mad at Canelo versus Charlo because of Charlo being inactive are the same dudes who are hype about Charlo versus Andre. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird, bruh. In an ideal world, you know, you get Charlo a keep busy fighter or a takeover fight so he could come back, get some rounds, and then you put him in a big fight, you know? The only reason that I'm not against Canelo fighting him is because for such a long time, I saw so many people saying, oh, he's avoiding him. He's avoiding him. All right. Isn't this what you wanted? You said that Canelo's avoiding him, right? All right. Well, isn't this what you wanted? You know, so that's why I'm like, man, look, man, them motherfuckers not going to be happy with nothing that kid does.
Nah,
They
I mean,
not.
not like that. The fight is finally on the verge of like potentially happening. The first thing they say, oh, he's fighting. It's a 2-year layoff. So what? Like,
And Canelo ain't the one told him not to fight. Canelo ain't the one told him not to fight.
they probably think he's
Shit.
responsible for his divorce too.
Bro, Canelo, the reason my credit score ain't right. No, I'm just playing. My credit score is great.
Is Jamal Charlo the next kid tournament?
Possibly, man. He's missing a lot of time. Possibly. Like I think with Keith, as strange as this might sound, there is a chance that he becomes a champion again. Not because of his ability, but because of the state of the weight. If Crawford wins or Spence wins, they're not staying there. They're not going to stay there. They're going to move up. And when they move up, they'll vacate the titles. Keith will be around with only one loss. That's all he has. And he could probably pick up a title, a vacant one, probably the BC, because we know who's in line for what. Ennis is going to beat Villa. He's going to knock him out. I'm confident of that. I would be surprised if he doesn't knock him out. We got to see what happens with Stanionis and Ortiz. They've both been out a long time. They've both been out a long time, though. Remember, Stanionis ain't fought since the Butayev fight. So they both.
Damn.
Bro, that was way back there last year. So, it's they on even shit. But that's the BA. So you got Ennis by the IBF. You got Virgil by the BA. Thurman is there for the BC. He'll probably fight Cody Crowley or somebody for the belt.
Oh God.
I'm saying.
I know.
You think he gonna fight Boots? No.
Hell no.
Fucking crazy. They're fucking crazy. So there's a chance, as crazy as it sounds, if he just stick around and his hairline recedes enough, he could be a champion. I could see it on his forehead.
Like
I could see it on his forehead, the WBC title. I could see it.
Oh shit. But Boots is gonna be upgraded. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen with Boots. You're just gonna upgrade.
Yeah, he's gonna get upgraded. But that, to me, that was always the play. Because if you team Ennis, you have to know we're not gonna get Errol in the ring. He's not gonna give us the time of day. So why pursue him? Well, he's not gonna be at the weight much longer either. So maybe we can pick up the IBF title. He's not gonna. If he were to win or lose, whatever happens, whoever the winner is, they're not staying at 147, bro. The reset button about to get hit. They're not gonna stay there. So all them belts is gonna get redistributed. All of them.
You don't think if Crawford beats Spence that he'll stay at 47 and make the rematch happen at 47 since it would benefit him more?
No, I think that it depends on how the winner wins. If it's a violent knockout, I don't think Spence runs it back right away. If it's a violent knockout, I think he'll take a year off. I think Terrence Crawford would end up moving up to 154. Maybe he takes on Tim Tszyu for the WBO title as a WBO super champion. Because I don't think Jermel's going to stay at 54 much longer either. We really there's a lot of moving parts. And I'm like, yo, for example, Jermel. Crawford wants Jermel after Spence. So what you then got to ask yourself is, yo, is Jermel really about to fight Tim Tszyu after over a year layoff? Is he really about to do that?
I doubt it. The more and more I think about it.
Nah, that don't make no sense. You know what does make sense? Tune-up fight Adames for the BC. That makes sense. I could see Charlo fighting. So okay, Charlo not going to stay at 54. What that mean? Tim Tszyu going to get the WBO. So long as he wins this weekend, Tim Tszyu gets the WBO. Then what do? Crawford versus Tszyu for the BO.
I'm good with that.
Won't be the first Australian fighter he fought. Won't be the first. You got a common opponent in Jeff Horn. I'm like, if the knockout is valid, that's my thing. They're like, he not gonna go in there, get violently knocked out, and then what? He gonna run it back in 6 months? Hell no. Hell no. No way. Look at how long it took to get Wilder and Fury back in the ring after the first one, and that was a draw. And then look at how long it took to get them back in the ring between 2 and 3. You get violently knocked out. Now, I don't know if they're going to do that. Not because it isn't done, because to AJ's credit, he got knocked the fuck out by Ruiz. He got right back in there with him. That's why I respect him. But them guys on PBC don't really do that. Like, look at how long it took for them to orchestrate the rematch between Chalo and Castaño. That shit took a minute, man. Shit kept happening in between.
Nah,
So I'm
yeah,
like,
you're right. You're right.
if Errol were to, in that hypothetical scenario, get knocked the fuck out like bad, I don't think they're gonna run it back right away because they just don't do shit like that. They don't do shit like that. It was Matchroom show I could see. You know, Matchroom loves some rematches. That's they shit. Rematch room. You got all the rematch clauses. You want big rematch clause, little rematch clause, late rematch clause. You got all the rematch clauses, bro. You want yellow rematch clause or a blue one? Yeah, rematch room is all about the rematch clauses, bro. Just tell me I'm lying. Motherfucking, we got Lara versus Warrington 2 times. Lara versus Wood 2 times. Joshua versus Usyk 2 times. Joshua versus Ruiz 2 times. We about to get Joshua versus White 2 times. Rematch room. I love Matchroom, by the way. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that it would sooner happen on a Matchroom show than a PBC show. Like, nah, it would take a while for them to do that. And in that while, like, I still feel like, all right, let's say we gonna do the rematch. Let's do it at 54 though. No belts, right? Because it's like, what? I'm gonna sit here and wait for him? I just don't see that. I don't see that. But we'll see, man.
In part, I have to Matchroom
Yeah, Leo.
does so many rematch in. The reason why Matchroom does so many rematches consecutively is because they have the money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So they don't have to argue and negotiate for months and months. Where are they going to find the money? Because they have it, so they can make the rematch right away.
That's true. And the virtue that Matchroom has is that they have a lot of fighters that, even if they're not huge names, like Josh Warrington has a grassroots following. He does. I'm not telling nobody he's Julio Iglesias, but in Leeds, yeah, he'll sell. Fucking Lee Wood in Nottingham, yeah, he'll sell. That their fighters actually, it's not just Matchroom throwing cash at fights. You know what I mean? Like, nah, the fighters, they draw. They do draw. So, they, like Leo said, they got the money because they got it. Like, yeah, if we do this over here, we'll get some money with that shit.
Katie Taylor in Ireland, shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's real out here. Today is Roberto Duran's birthday.
Happy birthday to the legend, man.
You know I could grow my hair like how he had it. I could literally grow my shit like that.
I triple dare you. I triple dare you.
Don't fucking play with me, bro. My hair grow fast. I be out here with the Spanish Brady Bunch shit that covers your shit like that with the bangs and shit. Like Roberto Duran out here, bro. Oh shit. One of my favorite shits about Duran, one of the most iconic things about Duran is while he fucking you up, his hair is moving. I think that's one of the most quintessential things about a Duran fight. That while he fucking you up, the shag is moving and flowing. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the most iconic things about that fighter is the hair, bro. Like, he's the quintessential tough guy. Now we just got Vidal Sassoon Ryan. His hair move when he fight, but he be looking like
it's like Zoolander when he fights.
Yo, I swear he do blue steel while he throw punches. He do the blue steel. Like, yo. And then he yells. Ah! Like, every picture of him throwing the punches, eyes closed and he yelling. Like a Street Fighter character. Hadouken! Yo, chill out, Ryan. Chill out, bro. I really wonder what's gonna happen with him. I wonder who he gonna fight.
See, like the thing about Ryan is, like, I want to like him because to me, I see a guy with a high ceiling and who has a lot of potential if he would just discipline himself. You know what I mean? And just be serious. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I see a guy who, honestly, if he want to be a multi-division champion.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he want the shortcuts, bro. Like he wants the
do.
shortcuts. He don't really want to be great because it's like, bro, like you got all the tools and shit. You fake look like Oscar. Like you look like you could be little Oscar, but you want the shortcuts, bro. Like it's very obvious too. Like he don't want to grind and become great and all that shit. He just and it is what it is. I ain't knocking him because hey, he getting money though. He is getting money, so he doing something
paid,
right.
Hell yeah.
Getting paid. So Mr. Calderon says, watch the play be Thurman versus Davis. Just saying, they trying to fabricate. That's not a bad idea, to be honest, too. I have heard that before. That fight.
Ellaby was entertaining that like what, a year ago?
I heard that fight was discussed. At least it didn't get the negotiation stage, but I heard that was a real fight they was trying to explore. So they both fought Mario Barrios. So Keith Thurman would get knocked out by Javante, wouldn't he? That's just some Keith Thurman shit to happen. That is some Keith Thurman.
I can see it now, man, bro. Jeez, to the body.
That's some Keith Thurman shit to happen, bro. Like he'll get hit, the rest of his hair will fall out.
Hey, isn't he like Buddhist? Or you seen him videos with him and that Indian dude?
Yeah, he be doing all of the function. Like, look, I ain't
but
mad.
He even be trying to talk like him though. Why you do that?
Yo, he's from Florida, bro. It's weird down there, bro. You know what I mean? Like he from Clearwater, Florida. Look, he got a bad joint. His wife is a bad joint. Happy for him. But Keith is just not my kind of person, bro. He's too folksy for me. I could see that when the camera come on, he don't be who he is. Say what you feel, bro. Say how you really feel. He don't really do that. He put on for the camera, and I have noticed that about him since 2014. You know what I mean? I didn't like the angle that they came at Mayweather with. I never have. I maintain that, bro. Nobody was talking about you in 2014. He ran it back with Chino, who was more well-known than you. How you trying to convince me that he ducking you to fight Chino? Really? Chino's a harder fight.
And let's just say, like, Floyd did decide to give him the time of day and actually fight him. And if he beat him,
then they'd say he fought a nobody. They would have said, yo, Floyd just fought this nobody.
Hello?
If he, like, Floyd, and that's why I always say this shit. Floyd was in a no-win situation. If he fight Chino, which he did, they're going to say he ducking Keith. If he would have fought Keith, they would have said, you ducking Chino because he damn near beat you in the first. It's like, all right, man, you just not going to be happy with nothing. Just don't be happy then, bro. Don't be happy. I mean, I always felt like Keith was a disingenuous fighter because you literally shouting across a room at Paulie Malignaggi. Yo, Kel sitting here with the IBF, B. Shout at him. Shout at him. I bet you don't want them problems, bro. Big Kel with the chocolate brownies. He'd have fucked you up. I seen the Soto Caras fight, the fucking Luis Colazo fight, all right? Kel would have fucked you up. Hit you with that chocolate brownie.
Was Kel willing to come to the U.S. for that fight?
He came to the U.S. for the Porter fight. Remember?
Yeah, you're right.
That's how he got the IBF.
Bro, it's funny we landed on this conversation because I was just talking about this shit last week, but I couldn't remember the timeline, and I really didn't care about Thurman to go back and just, do the research.
I read your mind. I just read your mind with my Kryptonian powers. Brought the shit. And this the shit. You got to remember what was going on with Kel. I believe that he would have came to America. You know why? People didn't want to fight him at that time. That's why he was fighting like Kevin Bizier and JoJo Dan. He fighting in these fights nobody give a fuck about. So I felt at that time, if they would have made an offer, yeah, fuck yeah, he would have came to America. And remember, PBC had a lot of money at that time. They was throwing money at some old dumbass fights. I'm like, yo, if y'all would have paid that man, he would have came over here because it's not like he was doing a whole lot over there anyway. And I always found it like, yo, Kel had the IBF for approximately 3 years before he lost at the Arrow. He had the belt for about 3 years. He's struggling to get opponents. And I'm like, Keith, why you worried about Danny that just got the 147? I dig it. Low-hanging fruit. But you was also shouting at Paulie Malignaggi? Really? You ever fight? I know who you are then. I know who you are.
What PBC fighter hasn't beaten Paulie? No offense.
Don't get him mad, and then he come on here and get mad at me. I didn't say that shit, Paulie. I didn't say that shit. That was Jay. No, he talked mad fast, bro. He'll get a speeding ticket just talking. Like, yo, chill, Paulie. Damn. The fuck are you talking about, bro? Shit is crazy. Look, on that note, it's been a good live. I will see y'all on the next one.
Yes, sir.
By the way, Jules, you're going live tomorrow, right? For Regis and
oh yeah, I'm going live. Well, yo, this the shit. We gotta go live for both because Zoo versus Ocampo is tomorrow.
It's a joint broadcast, man. So we gotta pay attention to both them shits.
I don't even know which one I'm